Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Khmer Time Course Talk. It's a special day, so I told myself, why stay in our studio? Why don't we come out? And today I come to the tapping out ceremony of Urban Village Phase 2. So next to me we have Catherine John, yes, the executive director of Urban Village, and then Dr. Bentley. Thank you for coming to our show.
Thank you, brother, for inviting me for the interview.
Yeah, the chairman. And now we are in one of the model room of the unit being sold at the Urban Village. So for a Phnom Penh guy like me, Urban Village is now a household name. I can understand. I know where it is, and I know how good the unit would be. But please, can you please, to those who are not really familiar about this, can you please tell us what is Urban Village?
Sure. For us, it's a long journey. Urban Village is our Phase 2 is our third project. Our first project is Urban Village Phase 1, and then you might know we are almost the very earliest developers to do a condominium. So why we do condominium in Cambodia is because in fact the first initiation is our first generation, our parents basically they have been in Cambodia for more than 33 years, and we have bring over almost 1,000 expatriates from Hong Kong, China to come over to take care of the factory. At the same time, we have almost 30,000 workers. In fact, in the earliest time, we have almost 100,000 workers.
Oh, that's a lot of jobs.
Yeah, so it's not an easy job. And then we keep on develop, and then almost 30 years, we find out these first generation, they have second and third generations. So why we do real estate is mainly because of them. In fact, these are 1,000 expatriates from Hong Kong, China, which taking care of the 30,000 workers. They are hardworking, and then but machineries and automation, currently AI, they are now replacing hands. So this second and third generation at the same time, they don't really want to be worker at the same time. So we think of me and Catherine, think of a long time and think what we can do for this second and third generation, because they have been all the way from Hong Kong and China, and then come over to Cambodia, and then do the startup manufacturing with us. And then we find out, hey, why don't we use? And then at the same time, if you look at Factory Phnom Penh, this place is supposed to be a Levi's factory. Almost 10,000 workers work in this factory in 2012. And then Phnom Penh city rapidly grow. So this factory getting hard to get workers. So what we are thinking is why don't we supporting the second generation of our workers and third generation of our workers, and then we using this old factory, turn them into a startups location, startups hub, turn it into artist hub, turn it into musicians recording studio. So this is how we start our journey. And then our first project, Urban Village Phase 1, we make a miracle. Just less than half a year, we sold 4 buildings. And then it's all because of we do real estate is to supporting the second and third generation of them. And then because they have housing need, they don't want to be worker, they want to be startups or artists or musicians. That's how we bring them get into the Cambodians culture.
Yeah. So when you Google Urban Village, Cambodia, the collocation that always appear with Urban Village is award winning. Whenever you search Urban Village on Google, it's just award winning. And I'm sure I have browsed you guys, and you have won over 30 awards that impressive, including the one from last year, July last year, the Nobel. The Nobel Prize equivalent, that's amazing. You set the record. But now, tell me about the names. We have urban, the city, and then we have the village. So, Catherine, tell us about the name. How do you guys come up with the name for this project?
We first started to think about the word urban village. First of all, village, because here is 7.6 hectares of land. It's a really big piece of land. So, but we are urbanizing, like we are bringing something, modernizing the whole place. So it's like urban village, because this place it used to have like over 10,000 workers here working in it. So it's like a village, but we want to do it, make it urbanizing, like people, they can make a business here, they can make their dreams come true here, they can have a piece of beautiful art, they can exhibit their businesses. Well, there are a lot of very famous international brands that are here as well, including like Heineken, Toyota, Lamborghini, Jaguar, etc. Meta, Facebook. They all of them. They also come here and making of this urbanized place to develop themselves.
Nice.
Kathleen is very right. Why we put our names Urban Village is because Cambodia is modernizing. But like in Cambodia, it's lack of a place which is a walkable place, which for live, work and play. So when you come over in Urban Village, you can like your weekend you can just stay here like for massage, barber shop, hair cutting, coffee shop, and then we have library, we have game room here, and then we have trampoline park, skate park, and then the art gallery, so that they can get a fresh weekend like in this place.
Yeah, like in September I came here for Halloween with my family. I enjoyed very much. Yes. So today is a tapping out. So ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, tapping out is when you add the last beam, steel beam to the building. So the building is still complete. It's there. The phase 2. When phase 1 was launched, I could not get a unit because, it's could not catch it. But now we have phase 2.
It rise a lot, from phase 1 to phase 2, almost rise 40%.
Yeah. Phase 1 sold out. Phase 2, is it now any unit to be bought?
So basically, during the COVID time, we sold more than 2,000 units in Cambodia, and then I think we are the one of the best seller in condominiums in Cambodia. As you can see, during the last 2 years, even in COVID time, you can see it seems like the economics get downturn. You can the investment of local Cambodian may be getting weaker, but the demand for locals users are very high. So as long as if you are developing a project that can activate the community, I think the buyer still look to buy.
Okay. Supposing that I'm a buyer, of course. I am a middle class man living in Phnom Penh. Let's say looking for a 2-bedroom condo unit. How can I start? I mean, whom can I reach?
Basically, if most of our owners are like you, and then so usually they can get a loan from a bank. So now some bank they can provide 70% to 80% mortgage to you.
Okay.
So what you need to pay is just 20 to 30% for your down payment. So and then you have a 1 to 2 years of down payment period for paying that 20 and 30%. So you can see and then after the bank giving you a loan, then you can have a 20 to 25 years of paying off your 70 to 80% of loan. So that every month you might only just pay maybe less than $500, and then you can own a property. And then and most importantly, if you $500, if you over per 30 days, each day you just pay around $15 to $20, then you can own your dream house with your girlfriend or future. Are you married yet?
I'm married with one daughter.
Daughter.
Yeah.
Having a daughter is always a lucky fact.
You have any children?
Yes, we have 2 kids.
2 kids.
One is 8 years old, one is 2 years old. All boy.
Okay. Good luck.
Yes.
Okay. So how many types of unit you are providing at the phase 2? I mean, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, or?
So if you can see, for us, we are very different than most of the project. We have studio, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 3 bedroom, and also we have loft and royal deluxe suite, and also penthouse. So we got quite lots of 7 types of products here.
If you don't mind, can you please give us the price ranges?
Sure, sure. Like for studio, which is the most affordable and reasonable price, it is around like 70 something thousand. So if you get a 70% loan, so like you just pay for down payment of around like 20K, then you can own a property, and then with a 20 years of mortgage. So the highest price that we are selling for our penthouse is around like 1.4 million.
1.4 million.
Yeah, so from 70K to 1.4 million.
Okay, that's a lot of choices.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, again, congratulations on the topping off. I thought that a lot of spaces have been reserved for greenery. It's not wrong.
Yes.
I mean, I from the 63rd building, I could see that. So why you have placed so much importance on this?
So like for greeneries, like I can say, especially like the whole world after the COVID time, their habit changing.
Okay.
People turn into more like natural. So like, in fact, like before COVID time, we already like plant out lots of like parks in here. So in urban village, you can see lots of parks, and then we have also a nursery session, a nursery room in here to plant different types of plants here. So like for us, like greeneries as always go first. They can keep them natural, keep them more refreshed. Like when people see greeneries, they always have good vibes and positive energy. So,
Okay. One more thing is that I'm a local product. I was born and raised in Cambodia, so I understand the housing tendency here. We want land. Cambodians they prefer land. They want the landed property because they just like, so the land is not only like financial value but also the symbolic value. But you are doing business on condominium. We are talking about condominium here. So since establishment, I mean the project has been quite successful. I may add. But do you think like your project has changed the mindset of the local population with a lot of local? Do you have many local buying your units?
Yeah.
For local buyers, we have almost 70% that they are local buyers. So like, when you talk about like land and condominiums, I can tell you like of course land is also a very good investment. But like I can tell you like no matter when you go to New York City, Tokyo, Hong Kong, or you go to like Singapore, like everyone love to live in condominiums. Why they love to live in condominiums is because like, for example, like during rainy season or like somehow like if you look live at the ground, there might be like insect, like maybe some water issues. Somehow like when your neighbors wall like after they build, like after 4 or 5 years, like the wall might little bit change. Like they might twist a bit. So like somehow like there's lots of issues like in between the land boundaries. And then the most importantly, if you live in a condominium, you got 24-hour security service, so safety is not a concern. And then you have cleaner to clean up like all the public areas, and then you have like a full security car parks there, so that you don't feel scared. Like even if you forgot to lock your window, like sometimes like and you have a valuable stuff in your car, but in condominiums we have CCTV and everything. And then most importantly, like when you flow your rubbish like in a landed property, somehow it's not very easy. But in condominiums, we can centrally collect all the rubbish. So like so if you live like why like those developed countries they love condominium is because it's one-off service. One-off service means you live in there, you don't need to care about the repairment, cleaning, security. Everything in one stop. And then most importantly, when you talk about like land value or condominium value, I can say like the banks tell, like if the banks are willing to take 80% or 70% of LTV, which is even higher than land usually can do only 50%. LTV, like the mortgage, you can do 50% only.
Yeah.
But for condominium, the banks are willing to take 70%. So you can see like the value of condominiums it can be comparable to land.
Yeah.
So and most important thing is like when you own a condominiums, it's much it's good for the next generation, like because they can have their own space, they can have their own independence. They can have their own balcony like here, and then they can do the greeneries here. They can play with, they can grow a kids like you. You got a very lovely daughter, and then, but with a very low cost.
Yeah.
So this is the next trend, I can say, especially Phnom Penh city. Somehow like the traffic is not easy somehow. Yeah. So sometimes you might want to stay in a place that have all the facilities. Like, so you can swim here, you can do yoga here, you can do a very nice maybe a art jam in a place, or listening weekend singer like to do some acoustic performance.
Yeah.
So like you don't need to leave any location, and then you can have your whole day peacefully and refresh you in the weekdays while you are working very in pleasure.
Yeah. Like I mentioned earlier, I was born and raised here. I hate to admit it, but I'm turning 30 this year. Yeah,
very young,
but yeah, but I witnessed the changes. I witnessed the changes in Phnom Penh landscape. I remember used to be slums, used to be like factories, but now Phnom Penh has been a change city in the past few years. Yeah, Catherine, you are not a fortune teller, I know that. I'm not right or not. Maybe you are a fortune teller. But how do you see the future? I mean, say in 5 years, 10 years, what's gonna happen in this area?
The future of Phnom Penh, especially the southern side, I have to say that the development of the city must go to the southern side. Because imagine like next year, the new airport will be arriving in the Kandal province. A lot of development they are planning already along Hong Sen Boulevard as well. And the city will be developing fast, at least faster than a lot of other cities and other countries as well. So therefore, we need to choose a quality project, also with a quality community where people, they can live here, they can relax, they can play, they can raise their kids like you raise your kid here without worrying about your kid needs to be maybe knocked down by the car when they go down and play, or grabbed by somebody, because here we have like 24 hours security. So the city here will be totally different in 5 years time. But for the superstructure like our project, for the community like our project, I think we will be quite unique still in 5 to 10 years time along this area.
Thank you. I mean, thank you for talking to me. It's an honor to meet the power couples behind this project. Now, last but not least, I want you guys to spend like 1 minute and talk to our camera and tell you what you want to say, what in your mind to our viewer, to our readers. Yeah. Catherine, please.
Sure. To all the audience, I would love you to be a part of our project Urban Village and Factory Phnom Penh, to contribute more to the society and also to make a difference in your own business and your own self as well. So I hope we can create a platform for you to manifest yourself, to manifest your business and everything in your family as well.
Thank you. Ben, please.
I love Cambodia, and I love Khmer Times as well. Like Khmer Times is the one that who can change the views of most of the people. Like, you know, now around the world, like most of the people, some people think that like Cambodia is not safe. But I can tell you that if you read, like as a foreigner, when I always read Khmer Times, I feel that like what Khmer Times doing is is saying is very right, and then it's very true that in that Cambodia's economy is going very up high if compared with like other countries like Vietnam, China, or like even Hong Kong. Like Cambodia is doing very well. And at the same time, I always say like to those audience, like, if you, especially if you are a foreigner, say, if you meet 20 years ago Hong Kong or Shenzhen, if you meet 10 years ago Ho Chi Minh City, and then now you should not miss to invest in now Phnom Penh. because it's going to boom in the coming few years. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ben. Thank you for coming to our
Thank you
show.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's it, folks. That's all for our section today. And I'm sure if you have time, just drop here and see the structure. I'm sure you will find something you love. And just like this one, I really love this one. I have to talk to my banker after that. Okay. All right. That's it for this episode, and see you next week. Bye bye.
Thank you, Khmer Times.